Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Ascendant. Welcome to Whispering Mystic Tarot. I'm Ryan, and I'm going to be doing your weekly reading from February 14th to February 21st. And Scorpio, I've already blessed and purified the cards, so we're just going to jump right into your reading. And we're doing a 5-card spread. I'm using your Voice of the Soul's Oracle. For clarifiers, I'm using your Animal Spirit Guides. And for your other clarifiers, I'm using your Archangel Oracle cards. So for the first position in the 5-card spread, you got the Secrets card there, Scorpio. So Scorpio, you may feel you need to know a secret and to contact your spirit guides. And know that such contact is reserved for initiated people who have had a secret revelation that they don't share. So there's no secret to contacting your spirit guides. You only need to empty your mind and speak to them from the heart there, Scorpio. So if you need rituals or reassurance or to feel yourself connecting with them, then go ahead, but it's not obligatory. What matters is that you are confident in yourself and you trust in your spirit guides. And they are with you, Scorpio, and they're here for you. So to communicate with them, they're inviting you to release any old and limiting beliefs that you may have. And they're inviting you to create your own spirituality, your own way of communicating with them. So have a perspective on your old rituals and focus on what echoes and resonates with who you are and what you want there, Scorpio. Okay, so for a clarifier for your Secrets card, you got the Weasel card there, Scorpio. And on top of the card it says, be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. So Scorpio, take a deep breath and release it slowly, and then take another, and then another. And continue to breathe steadily and slowly from your belly to your chest. And breathing this way will keep you attuned to what you feel in your body. And notice the sensations without judging or trying to change them. And be aware of how your body responds to what you see, hear, what you feel around you there, Scorpio. So don't judge any of your experiences as right or wrong. And if you find that you're doing so, take another deep breath, release the judgments as you exhale, and return to simply observing your experience inside and out there, Scorpio. So when you practice this way of observing, you're operating from pure awareness, or the witness self, and the self that radiates through and fills your being. It's the self that feels a deep connection with the world as a participant, while at the same time it's centered in the observer. So operating this way, Scorpio, for a few minutes each day becomes a meditation and will stimulate the realization of the unity of all life, and with you serving as a direct conduit and expression of spirit. So when you're connected to spirit, the natural world speaks to you there, Scorpio, and you become sensitive to the energies of the earth. So awareness without meditation or judgment, centered in your heart and your soul, allows you to know your authentic self without attaching any concepts about who you are, the pure you there, Scorpio, your true higher self. So that's not like for clarifier on the Weasel card and the Secret card there, Scorpio. You got Archangel of Hope. And on her card it says authentic reclamation. It's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself. So Scorpio, it's in times gone by you've had your innocence infiltrated, and when you've been hurt, betrayed, or silenced and let down, you've left behind fragments of your soul. So in order to fit into the boxes and the needs of the world, you also left behind your gifts, your talents, and even your softness. So you've had to dull your sparkle, but you're not here to conform to anyone else's standards. You're here to be wholly and fully yourself. So as these sparkles of your shyness are waiting to be reclaimed now, take time to ask yourself what you really long for, and let this be part of yourself. Let this part of yourself come to the forefront of your life there, Scorpio, and little by little it would become your reality. So the gifts and the talents that you have previously written off are waiting to be brought into reality. And only you can do this, Scorpio. So today the angels are gathering around you, holding you and lifting you up. And it's time to step into the truest version of yourself. And it's time to reclaim your gifts, your talents, and your story there, Scorpio. It's time to be the light you were born to be. So for the second position in the 5 card spread there, Scorpio, you got the guide card there, Scorpio. And Scorpio, everything depends on you. You may feel like you're in a singular situation, but your spirit guide's role right now is not to intervene, whether through signs or messages. You're not in danger, and you're not going to go in the wrong direction or make the wrong choices either. So your spirit guides are in an intense energy of free will, and everything depends on you, Scorpio. So a blank page is before you, and you need to decide what you will write. And the counsel that your spirit guides give you is to connect with the law of attraction. So visualize what matters to you and act in accordance to these visualizations, and then concentrate on what makes you feel alive, Scorpio. You and only you are the creator of your own story there, Scorpio. So for a clarifier for the guide card there, Scorpio, you received the humpback whale card. And on top of the card it says, music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. So Scorpio, in order to diagnose their patients, one of the questions that shamans often asked was when the patient stopped singing. And if it had been quite some time, the shaman was certain to recommend singing among other remedies as an essential aspect of their recovery. And all that's involved when you sing is the fullness and the rhythm of your breathing, and the opening of your mouth and jaw, and the soulful and creative expression of your spirit. And this serves to enhance your health and raise your vibration. So similarly, playing an instrument can touch those inner creative depths that you yearn to be expressed through song. And simply listening to with your full attention to your favorite tune or melody can also inspire and heal. And make music make music as essential to your lifestyle as eating and breathing there, Scorpio. So you can breach the inhibitions about expressing yourself musically that you've acquired over the years in some very simple and easy ways. So sing and chant or play an instrument, and take a few voice lessons or as a means to shore up your confidence. And let that magical child inside you help you rediscover the joy of creating music, and dive in and play, Scorpio. You know, and like your spirit guides are saying, I know music is really big for you, Scorpio. So you know, be aware of the songs that you hear on, you know, wherever you're hearing whatever songs you're hearing, because there's always messages from your spirit guides or your ancestors in the songs that are being played, that you hear throughout the day, and then you'll start to recognize the synchronicities as well. So for a clarifier for the humpback whale card and the guide card there, Scorpio, you got Archangel Raphael. And this is the clarity of vision card. And be willing to see things differently to initiate healing and experience wholeness. So Scorpio, spiritual vision isn't only about developing your ability to see spiritual beings or energies. It's also about developing the openness to see things from a higher perspective. And with this card, you are being encouraged to see your current situation differently. And this isn't about right or wrong. It's about developing the compassion and the composure to pay attention to the experiences and input of those around you, and see things from a different point of view there, Scorpio. So right now, angels of light are flying above you and inviting you to look at your world through their eyes. So be open to the ideas that even if there's a part of your life that doesn't make sense currently, there are greater workings in place that will lead you to understanding and contentment. And if you're feeling unsettled about a situation that you care about, realize that the real work begins when you move beyond the limitations of your instincts and trust in the divine plan that is unfolding before you. And if you have health concerns at this time, Scorpio, the angels are guiding you to be more open to information, feedback, and support there, Scorpio. So for your third position in the 5-card spread there, Scorpio, you got the fears card. And Scorpio, it's like part of your energy maybe froze 2 years ago. Maybe it was related to an event, a situation, or a relationship. And then since then, a kind of fear has taken root. It has become your guide, and it is hindering your progress. So today, come to understand the meaning of past events and take a new path. And by being in a new inner energy, you will create outer change. And you may feel the pace is very slow, but it is up to you to set a new pace there, Scorpio. And everything is within your reach, and you can do this, Scorpio. So for a clarifier on your fear card, you got the cheetah card there, Scorpio. And on top of the card, it says, get clear on your intentions, stay focused, and move quickly to achieve your goal. So Scorpio, stop deluding yourself by thinking that there isn't enough time and there are too many other things to do and you're not up to the mission that's calling you to action. And these and many other beliefs are delay tactics that keep you from accomplishing what you're here to do. So it's much too easy to play it safe by staying caught up in the mundane dramas of life rather than honoring Spirit's purpose for you by making a run for it. So the first step is to write out your intentions as clearly as possible and keep it nearby and create an appropriate affirmation that you can repeat several times over the course of a day, and one that states your intention as if it has already occurred. Then write out a sequence of action steps that will help you move toward your ultimate goal. And don't be shy or hesitant to think big or bigger than you've ever previously allowed yourself. And once you set up the wheels in motion by doing these steps, Scorpio, it's time to move, not in some frantic, hurried way, but steady and purposeful, designing much of your activity to support what you need to do. And then in all this movement, once you've successfully achieved a significant piece, take a breather and look back on how far you've come, and then give yourself a pat on the back with each step that's accomplished as a way of acknowledging your progress there, Scorpio, and go for it. Okay, Scorpio, so for your clarifier for your fear card and the cheetah card, you got Archangel Charity. And on her card it says a pillar of service. Service with a gracious heart and know God is serving you. So Scorpio, this card brings the message that good things happen to good people. And if you're feeling stuck or unsure, your angels are inviting you to direct your energies towards service. And to remind you that when you give, God and the universe always give back. And be there for others, be there for the mission you feel called to carry out, and be there for those who you love deeply. And you can experience love, connection, and support in return. And it's important to be authentic in your giving and your service. So don't give with the intention, the expectation of getting the same back. Given the knowledge and that generosity is always paving the way to golden opportunities. So there is a divine law of compensation unfolding in your life currently, and all of your previous commitments and acts of service are creating opportunities for abundance and joy, Scorpio. So give and God will give to you. And you know what, Scorpio, all those seeds that you planted and you tended to those seeds, you know what, they're starting to grow and they're coming into fruition. So, you know, you're going to see the more you do your affirmations and you take that time for self-care, you know, your manifestations are going to start to happen a lot quicker than you realize. So, you know what, just keep it up and keep up your meditations, keep up that self-care and, you know, that positive thinking and, you know, surrounding yourself with good people but still taking care of, you know, a little bit of that shadow work, right? And it's a lifelong process. Not everyone, no one ever truly, completely, you know, deals with everything, right? So it's a lifelong mission, right? But you're making steps towards that, and that shows the universe that you're trying to be a better person and you want to be a person, right? And like I said, you're not defined who you were yesterday. It's the steps you take today, and that defines who you are. Okay, Scorpio, so where are we? Oh yeah, so the fourth position in the 5-card spread is you got the submission card. And Scorpio, what this card's telling me is that, you know, part of your energy is trapped in the past, and part of your energy is constantly repeating a situation, event, or relationship which mark you negatively. And this is disrupting your heart chakra, and you may be looking for answers outside yourself or among others, but you have already received the answer, and you have already received the sign, teaching, or learning you're looking for. So the answer's in your past, Scorpio. And while your energy is repeating what you have already experienced, this is not the end. Become aware of what is already present inside of you, and everything is there, and you only have to see it and integrate it mindfully. So sit in a calm place, alone or with someone else, and connect to your past. Visualize it with confidence, and and detachment there, Scorpio, and you will discover a beautiful treasure inside. Which will help you connect to a new energy of freedom and lightness, and you will be yourself, ready for new adventures. And Scorpio, what I think this is there's a part of you that there's some shadow work that you need to do, that I think you've been putting off for some time. And I know it's painful and stuff to go through that shit, but I promise you, if you tackle, you don't have to tackle it all in one day, but just little bits of it, right? And then when you tackle it, you let it go at the end of the day. And you can't change what people do. You can't control. I mean, you can't control what people do. You can't. You can only control how you deal with situations, and what you do, the choices that you make. And by you holding on to those past traumas, it's giving them the power of the person that, or whatever the situation was. You're giving that situation the power still, right? So dealing with it and looking at it and trying to look at it in a different way, and then letting go of that and knowing that it's not your fault, and that and you own your part in whatever choices you made to get yourself in that situation, or maybe you didn't at all. Maybe it is all someone else is doing, but you can control that, and you're not to blame for that, right? So sometimes we get into situations that hanging around the wrong people or this or that, and we don't, and then we just get caught up in someone else's story or this or that, and right, and shit happens, right? Not everyone's perfect, and everyone makes mistakes, and sometimes those choices get really shitty and really hurt, and a person goes through a lot of pain. But it takes a bigger person to acknowledge, take responsibility for that, and then walk a different path and make different choices, right? Okay, Scorpio. So a clarifier for your submission card. You receive the Panda card there, Scorpio. And on the Panda card, it says, create a sacred space for yourself in your home or work or place of work. And Scorpio, a sacred place is the area in your home or workplace where you can have some privacy or contemplation, meditation, or simply a bit of quiet time to think. And if this isn't possible to do at work, it becomes even more imperative that you provide this for yourself in your home. And this is a space that is your territory, where it's an entire room or corner of your living room or bedroom. Place a cozy chair or pillow there, then set up a simple altar, one that contains a few pieces that are both personal and precious, and include a candle in your space so that you can light it when you're abiding there. And make your sacred space a comfortable place to hang out with no agenda or compulsion to do anything. And as Buddha said, don't just do something, sit there. And you may find all sorts of reasons or excuses to not to do this, but don't cave in to these internal objections. Make it important enough for your emotional and mental health and balance to create this kind of private spiritual sanctuary. And be sure to do nothing in particular for a good period of time while you're there. And the increasingly rapid pace of life and growing intensities in the world are even a greater cause for doing so. It's a place for solace, and where you can more closely listen to your inner voice and your feelings, and tap into that life force inside that's expressing itself as you there, Scorpio. And this is all about self-care, right? And taking 5 minutes out of your 24 hours in a day is not a lot to sacrifice for your mental well-being and for the your sanity and your future, right? Because the more healthy you are and the more happy you are and the more the more you love yourself, the more abundance that's going to come to you, and the more your world is going to be what you've always dreamed of and what you've set your goals at, right? And that's why you do that, right? That's where you set your manifestations, and your affirmations, and that's your happy place, your serenity place, and everyone needs that, right? And the whole saying, the commercial Calgon, take me away, right? It's like that, right? And everyone needs it. Okay, Scorpio. So where the heck are we? Oh yeah, so for your other clarifier for the Panda card and the submission card, you got Archangel Zadkiel. And on Archangel Zadkiel's card, it says it's karmic release. It's time to release what's holding you back and step into a more radiant self there, Scorpio. So whenever Archangel Zadkiel comes to you, it's because you're shedding old skins and stepping into a renewed, more radiant self. And you're being encouraged to detach from drama now. And this is an opportunity to disengage and step away from anyone or anything that is that is turning you into a version of yourself that you no longer recognize. So your angels are here to help you realize that everyone and everything on your path is an opportunity. And sometimes it's an opportunity to say no and walk away. And that is the message today, that it's time to release yourself from anything that is an emotional and energetic drain so that you can be free once more, Scorpio. And if you find yourself holding on to something you know deep down is causing you concern and pain, this is an opportunity for you to make giant steps towards healing and growth. And when you release yourself, you take a leap into your self-worth, your self-respect, and your self-love. And your angels are here to acknowledge the emotionally overwhelming time you endured and let you know that you have the chance to free yourself forevermore and release the stories that no longer are yours to live there, Scorpio. So last but not least, the fifth position on the 5-card spread there, Scorpio. You received the duality card, Scorpio. And Scorpio, you may have difficulty understanding your outer situation, and there are many unexpected events, and somehow you're always hesitant. So you wait for an external sign to make decisions for you because you aren't confident in yourself, or you don't take the first step. And this creates inner and outer duality. So understand that outer duality is a reflection of your inner duality. And your spirit guides are sending you signs through your emotions and your feelings so you may understand that everything comes from you, Scorpio. So don't look outwards, look inwards. And you are able to assert yourself, connect to your sacral chakra, to trust in your feelings and your emotions there, Scorpio. So for a clarifier for your duality card, you got the octopus card there, Scorpio. And it says practice shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. So Scorpio, to become adept at shape-shifting, it's necessary to remain flexible and resilient and be willing to practice different identities by altering your way of dressing, your hairstyle, your demeanor, and your mannerisms. Particularly focus on your body language and voice qualities. Experiment by first making small changes in any of those aspects and watch what happens. You can also become skilled in modifying your aura, the energy field around you, and by intentionally contracting and expanding it. When you practice these things, sometimes even your friends won't recognize you, and you can even get so good at camouflage that you become invisible to others. So everyone has numerous personas through which they operate, and you're no different. It's a matter of being conscious of those personas and modifying them through the art of shape-shifting. Just like the actors do, study other people and notice their mannerisms, clothing styles, and how they walk and carry themselves, and observe animals and their behaviors and try to mimic them. And developing this ability can help you more readily adapt to the various situations you encounter, thus enabling you to deal with them more effectively. Let yourself be an actor in your everyday life and have fun with it. Just remember who you are at the core there, Scorpio. So last but not least, for your clarifier for the octopus card and the duality card there, Scorpio, you've got Archangel Uriel. And on her card it says learning experience. Take the time to review, study, and hone your knowledge before proceeding further. So Scorpio, it's time to take an inventory of your life. Recognizing where you are and how far you have come is essential to the next stage of your evolution. So some situations and challenges have not worked out in your favorably, but this has led you to your gifts and ignited an inner determination. So your angels are here now to encourage you through this time of inquiry and learning so that you can reach a deeper state of awareness and initiate great spiritual growth. And if you've been wondering about a particular situation or a challenge in your life, Scorpio, the message today is that this is essential. This is an essential lesson that will lead to growth. And you may feel that you're in a funk or stuck at this time, and it's because you're in the thick of it. But soon the clouds will part and the light will shine once more, Scorpio. And know that things do get better from here. In the meantime, call out your angels and invite them to shed light on any darkness so that you can be directed towards your highest good and your truth there, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, you know what, just, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. And you know what, if you start to feel overwhelmed, then take a step back and, and then shut that down, right? like I said, don't go, head first into that shadow work, because when we deal with, especially childhood trauma and something that, that trauma that we maybe forgot about for a lot of years, when we start dipping into that, it's, it's emotional scarring. So you got to take your time at it, right? Because it's hard on internally on your body and your emotions, right? So it's learning, you want to take that one step at a time, because there's stages of dealing with that trauma. And if you don't deal with it in the stages and the process of it, you're not going to deal with it fully, right? And you don't want to go back to that shit. So it's better to do it slowly, consistently, and still have your health too, right? Because dealing with trauma is like running a goddamn marathon at times, right? It will beat the shit out of you. You'll be exhausted, and it's just emotionally overwhelming, right? And sometimes, dealing with emotions sometimes is harder than doing the hardest workout you've ever done, or running